لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. This is As You Answer the Call. I am Rashida Abubakar, your regular anchor, welcoming you to another edition of the program. As part of preparations for the 2024 Hajj, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has released the list of successful private companies who will take part in the Hajj exercise. More than 150 companies submitted applications to participate in the forthcoming Hajj. 58 of them scaled through, while those who did not make it can appeal to the Commission for a review. Tonight in the program, we shall be looking at the criteria used by NAHCON in selection process. Also in the program, we have other regular segments such as Making the Hajj and NAHCON News Diary, which highlight the activities of NAHCON and other stakeholders in the Hajj industry. All these and more shortly. Keep watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. The program kicks off with the News Diary. Topping the lineup, NAHCON Chairman elicits the support of stakeholders on pilgrims awareness. Stay with us for these and more. Don't go away.
As part of plans to transform the national medical team, NAHCON Chairman Malam Jalal Ahmad Arabi has unveiled a 16-man committee to review the task of the team for the 2024 Hajj. Inaugurating the committee, NAHCON Chairman underscores the importance of the national medical team during the Hajj, saying its process and procedure needs to be reviewed in line with the dynamics of Hajj exercise.
You are to develop contingency plans for emergency medical situations during NMT deployments. Similarly, establish a monitoring and evaluation framework to track the NMT's performance and outcomes during pre-departure of pilgrims and Hajj operation. We expect you to create avenues for partnership with local and international medical organizations to enhance the NMT operation. This should form part of your recommendation too. You are to propose initiatives for public health awareness and preventive healthcare measures specific to the team operations.
Malam Arabi advised the committee members to ensure that the guidelines are reviewed in line with the existing medical rules and regulations. Head of the committee, Dr. Saidu Ahmed, assured NAHCON that the team will come up with comprehensive guidelines for the national medical team.
In line with this, we expect that we come with a very robust, comprehensive, and a very simple, again, guidelines that will actually guide both the healthcare workers and also the pilgrims while they are in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
NAHCON constitutes a national medical team which is responsible for the medical needs of Nigerian pilgrims during Hajj exercises, particularly at the primary healthcare level.
Before I invite you to deliver your remarks of response,
the chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, Malam Jalal Ahmad Arabi, has reiterated the commitment of the commission to delivering a hitch-free Hajj in 2024 and beyond. Chairman stated this when he played host to the delegation of Arewa New Agenda, led by Senator Ahmad Abubakar at the Hajj House. While soliciting the support of the group, Malam Jalal Ahmad Arabi said preparations for 2024 Hajj is on course.
We will try to do the best that you would expect us to do and do the best in the circumstance. But again, I will task you, just like you're coming to supervise me, By supervising me, you're supervising my team, because my team are tagging along with me.
NAHCON boss further called on the group to assist in educating intending pilgrims about Saudi government's policies on Hajj and Umrah, particularly the deadline for the issuance of visa.
Those that are able to come up with the provisional sum of the 4.5 that have been announced, please encourage them to go and deposit it. Because for the first time, the host nation is becoming very, very strict on its timeline. Again, for the first time, they're not going to allow a last-minute rush of closing the airspace in 48 hours, and within the same 48 hours, Nigeria in particular is still struggling to get visa and send people. They had announced to the whole world it's on their way. They have said it, the ministry has said it, Ministry of Hajj, that 50 days before the Arafat date, they're not going to issue a visa.
Speaking earlier, leader of the delegation, Senator Ahmad Abubakar, said the visit was to lend support for NAHCON to succeed in discharging its responsibilities.
We are praying for your success. We are making sure that whatever you hear, whatever we know that is going to hinder the success of any Hajj operation, we'll bring it to your notice, and we are also going to make sure that whatever we need to do to support you, we are going to do it.
High point of the visit was the presentation of a portrait of NAHCON chairman by the Arewa New Agenda. In another news, the Gomo of Kuje in Abuja, Alhaji Haruna Tanko, has directed district heads across his domain to sensitize intending pilgrims on the need to make the payment of the 4.5 million naira Hajj fare deposit before the end of December 2023 deadline. The royal father gave the directives when he played host to the management of the FCT Pilgrims Welfare Board in his palace. The director of the FCT Pilgrims Welfare Board, Malam Abubakar Adamu, who was represented by the Director of Finance and Account, Alhaji Abubakar Pada, said the team was in Kuje in continuation of its sensitization tour across the FCT to meet with stakeholders on the 2024 Hajj registration. He said that the board has fixed 27th of December as deadline for the collection of deposits in order to meet up with NAHCON deadline for remittance. Meanwhile, the newly appointed Executive Director of Katsina State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Alhaji Yusuf Abdullahi Dankama, has assumed office. Alhaji Yusuf Abdullahi appreciated the State Governor, Dikko Umar Radda, for trusting him with the appointment. He then solicits the support and cooperation of the management and staff for better service delivery to the pilgrims. The new executive director took over from Alhaji Suleiman Nuhu, who has been reassigned to another agency in the state.
Alhamdulillah, you are still watching As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation that keeps you abreast of the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NAHCON) and other Hajj-related matters. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NAHCON) has completed the screening of tour operators who applied to take part in the 2024 Hajj exercise. The Commission is expected to release the final list after reviewing the process and then allocate slots to operators that made the final list. For details of the screening process by NAHCON, stay tuned for our next segment, Spotlight. Don't go away.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك.
State Pilgrims Welfare Boards, the FCT, the Armed Forces and tour operators are the statutory bodies saddled with the responsibility of organizing Hajj and Umrah in Nigeria. These entities carry out these exercises under the supervision of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria (NAHCON) as stipulated in its act, which mandates the Commission to license, regulate, supervise and perform oversight functions of organizations, associations, corporate or non-corporate, or similar bodies engaged in organizing and coordinating the movement of persons from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia to perform the Hajj or Umrah, and providing accommodation, transportation and other services related to the performance of the Hajj and Umrah to pilgrims in Saudi Arabia. In line with the provisions of the Act, NAHCON has adopted different ways to regulate the activities of organizations or bodies responsible for pilgrims. For the tour operators, NAHCON has designed a template which includes a screening process to determine the companies that are eligible to secure operational license to manage pilgrims during the Hajj exercise.
We put advert on 1st October 2023, and we closed the portal on 31st or 30th midnight on October 2023. And we end up receiving application, or we end up with applicants of 153 who are successfully succeeded in applying through our Hajj portal. After that, we start screening their documents, scrutinizing it, and sending our representative to all zonal offices and outreach to inspect their offices.
The following conditions were set by NAHCON to determine the eligibility of companies to take part in the 2024 Hajj. The company must be a travel agency duly registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria, CAC, with a minimum capital of 30 million naira. The company must have a standard corporate office. The applicant must have valid International Air Transport Association IATA approval, tax clearance, and VAT remittance. Others include evidence of utilization of previous license, audited account, as well as 25 million naira caution deposit.
And this caution deposit is refundable after operation. If there's no any complaint against the company, he's free from any person or from his client. After operation, the caution deposit will be refunded back to him. But if there's any problem by his client or by his colleagues or by any organization that maybe from service provider or any person or any company that is owing, so he must be responsible for that. And without keeping some money, it will be very, very difficult to NAHCON to start settling some people regarding to that.
Inspection of offices is also another requirement. The NAHCON inspection team was directed to inspect office facilities of the tour operators that applied, as well as determine their staff strength, communication facilities, and their ability to manage pilgrims' documents such as passport and many more. Guided by its guidelines, NAHCON screened all the applicants and approved 58, while 97 were disqualified for various infractions based on the conditions laid out. However, NAHCON is allowing the disqualified companies to appeal for a review of their status.
Actually, you will see somebody who has been indebtedness with NAHCON at a time they are not aware. So we'll be given a chance to appeal. If we can be able to remit this money to NAHCON so we can clear him. That is one. For all resolved case, if the case has been solved and settled and fair, so we can allow the company to go ahead. Example for affidavit, at times they used to send affidavit mistakenly through their already mistake affidavit. Instead to send for genuineness of document and for directors, they will send all maybe for the directors or all for documents. So we are seeing all this kind of mistake. That is why we allow people to appeal in case. If they really mean the business, you get them, they have already have this, like audited account now. Some they have not submitted. Well, once you ask them if they have it already on ground, they will bring it.
Successful companies will be allocated certain number of pilgrims based on their gradings, categorized into A, B, and C, with the grade A being the first to get more pilgrims then followed by B, and then C. The names of these companies will be published on NAHCON website and other means of communication to guide members of the public so that they don't fall victims of patronizing unlicensed companies.
For any company who qualify, we have to provide them with license. So it is a role of NAHCON to advertise in our website, in a daily newspapers, radio, that those are the companies that qualify for 2024 Hajj. So anybody who patronize any company outside the list advertise on his own.
They should patronize reputable licensed tour operators. You see, because there are licensed tour operators by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria who are recognized not just in Nigeria. By the time they go to the platform of Wizaratul Hajj in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the names of all these recognized tour operators are also there, just as they are on the platform of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. And if they don't know, at least they can get in touch with the association offices. We have 3 offices, one in Lagos, one in Kano, one in Abuja. So to get information, you can even approach NAHCON also to ask about any tour operator. So anytime you get to anybody who claims to be a tour operator, ask for the Hajj license issued by the National Hajj Commission.
With final list of successful companies expected to be out soon after the review, the tour operators are also conscious of the visa issuance deadline.
The visa issuance will start on the 1st of March and is going to close by 29th of April. April supposes that for everything that you want to do about Hajj 2024, you have COMSA about 5 months to do whatever you want to do. And therefore, it has never been like that before. You issue visa even up to the time of airlift. But the policy this year is that about 45 days to Hajj, you have to have finished your visa.
Just like the states, the tour operators are embarking on awareness campaigns for intending pilgrims to take note of the new policies on Hajj.
Our own, as the umbrella body, would definitely at the 3 zones, Lagos, Abuja, and Kano, will embark on both radio, television, and even if need be, publications to enlighten people about the fact that Hajj, if you want to go for Hajj, then be prepared to finish everything, including visa, by 29th of April. That we have started to do. We are going to enhance it. We are going to intensify. So it's not only at the association level, even individual companies are now already going out to tell people, if you want to go for Hajj, you are better pay now because it's going to close on the 29th of April.
NAHCON and the licensed tour operators are advancing proposals on how to approach the Saudis on the questions of allowing only 10 companies to participate in Hajj exercise, even though the Saudi decision is not directed at Nigeria alone, but all countries participating in Hajj business.
MashaAllah, the program is As You Answer the Call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Stay with us.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك.
When pilgrims set out to perform Hajj or Umrah, they are first expected to be in a location called Miqat before moving to Mecca. What is Miqat? How many are available? What are those Hajj rites expected from pilgrims at the Miqat? On Making the Hajj tonight, Imam Abdul Rafi Abdul Fattah answers these and other questions.
Before you reach Mecca, there we have 5 locations for this ihram. We call it Miqat. We have 5 locations for it. Those who want to perform the rite, the Umrah or the Hajj, must not pass that place. They should perform their ihram at that place.
There are 5 mawaqit available for pilgrims entering Mecca from different directions. These are Dhul Khulaifa. This is the miqat for those who live in Medina and those coming from that direction. Juhfa. This miqat is for pilgrims who are going into Mecca from the direction of Syria. Qarn al-Manazil. Pilgrims coming from the direction of Najd use this as their miqat. That Irq. It is the miqat for pilgrims coming from the direction of Iraq and Iran. Yalamlam. This miqat is for pilgrims coming into Mecca from Yemen. It is also for pilgrims from China, Japan, India, and Pakistan. Pilgrims coming into Mecca with the intention of performing Hajj or Umrah must not cross a miqat without first assuming the state of Ihram. However, for the people living in Mecca, they can declare intention right from their homes.
Their house is their miqat, is their location. It's not obligatory on them to go back, to go to miqat of Medina or miqat of Najd or miqat of Yemen before performing the rite of Umrah and Hajj.
For those who cross the miqat without assuming ihram, they must come back, and when they cannot, there is the penalty of slaughtering animal to redeem the mistake.
He must do that right because it is an obligatory on whoever wanted to perform the rite of Hajj or the lesser Hajj. That is why our scholar said he must return back to the miqat and perform the rite on that area, on that location, or he will slaughter a ram to correct that mistake.
Imam Abdul Rafi Abdul Fattah advises pilgrims to take advantage of the enlightenment campaigns being mounted by states to acquire knowledge.
Alhamdulillah, now it's time to know the winner of last week's quiz and the question for this week. Good luck.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, what differentiates Hajj Tamattu'i from Hajj Ifrad? The correct answer is, in Hajj Tamattu'i, pilgrims perform Hajj and Umrah, while the Hajj Ifrad, only Hajj is performed. The winner is Hawa Hussaini from Kogi State. She provided the answer ahead of others. Hawa Hussaini will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach her with the prize she won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's efforts in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week, and the question is, which type of Hajj does not require pilgrims to offer hadaya or animal sacrifice? Again, which type of Hajj does not require pilgrims to offer hadaya or animal sacrifice? Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing.
Once again, good luck to you. Up next are your messages. Fatima Muhammad from Sokoto State sent in the first message. It reads, Assalamu alaikum. I am impressed with how NAHCON is managing Hajj activities. May Allah reward you all. Ado Shehu from Kaduna State sends the second message. In it, he prays to Allah to help NAHCON succeed in subsequent Hajj, just as we witnessed in the 2023 Hajj. This is where we draw the curtain on today's program. See you same time, same day next week with another edition of the program. But before we go, remember that you can send your messages, comments, observations, and questions through our mobile phone number and other social media platforms. Once again, thanks for watching. Ma'assalam.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا